What is this? No. Hold on.
Blitz coming. Romo delivers, and there's the first catch of the game for Dez Bryant.
What is this?
Started the year 0-5. Here's first down, looking for Terrence Williams, and he's got it all the way to the 35-yard line.
Are people really trying to tell me that the 2022 Cowboys are better than the 2014 Cowboys? Hold on a second. I just hold on.
First today for Romo. He needs to add to it right here and right now to keep his drive alive. We're under 5 minutes to go. Romo still on his feet. Lost it for Witten. Williams comes in behind him, and that is a catch. What a reception by Williams, who seemingly came out of nowhere.
Well, let's first look at the end of this, see if he's able to get his feet in. He does.
Yeah. So help me out here. What victory did the 2000 actually? What victory has Dak Prescott had? Right now, I hate to do this, but I must. What victory has Dak Prescott had that was more impressive than the Cowboys in 2014 going into Seattle and knocking off the Legion of Boom in Seattle?
Second down, back to Murray. Cuts it to the inside, and Murray to the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas.
This is the same Seahawks team that beat Peyton Manning 43-8 in the Super Bowl. This is that same team. You tell me this. Can the 2023 Cowboys, or could they, have gone in to Seattle in 2014 in the 12th-man stadium with Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Bobby Wagner, Bruce Irvin, Earl Bennett, Cam Chancellor, Byron Maxwell? Could Dak Prescott have gone in to that arena, that stadium, and knocked off the 2014 Seahawks? No.
Hell no.
No.
Man, hell no.
Not even. No. It would be embarrassing, right? It would. I'm sorry. Look. It would be embarrassing. And I'm going off of, this goes as deep as the coach of the team. And I know it was Jason Garrett. But we're way too soft to go do something like that. The Cowboys are way too soft, they're way too undisciplined, and they don't have enough mental toughness to go and beat a team like Seattle in 2014. You want to know how I know? Because the San Francisco 49ers don't just always beat us. It's getting worse and worse each time. The victory, the best chance we had to beat them was the first time. It's gotten worse and worse each time. If the Dallas Cowboys could go into San Francisco and win one of those games, then maybe I would say they could hang with the 2014 Cowboys. Yes, with the 2014 Cowboys. But I tell you what, I'll never forget it. It was before Dallas played the Seahawks, and it was on a Sunday, and I had a Little League game that day for the McLean County Cougars. And I remember me and my dad, I was telling my dad, like, we got no shot to win this game. We're not going to win. And I remember, like, him being on the sideline giving me updates throughout my game. Like, I would look up at him during my game on the sideline. He would, like, mouth to me, like, the score or what was happening. And I remember during the game him telling me that it was close, that we were, like, in the game, that we, like, I remember him saying we scored first. No, we actually didn't score first. I can't remember who scored first. I remember him telling me the first time we scored. And I remember him telling me that we won the game before my game had finished. And him telling me that we had beat Seattle, I'm pretty sure we were in a tough game. It, like, gave me a jolt of energy. I was like, no way we just actually pulled that off. Because who remembers with me, as Cowboy fans, back then, we did not win games like that. We did not win. Actually, we did, but we didn't, right? Like, we weren't supposed to be good enough to beat them, but there was also times like the New Orleans Saints, both times we beat them, they were like the hottest team in the league. The first time they were 13-0, we beat them.
Down on second down, back, that's hit, fumbled the ball, the Cowboys recover. The Cowboys are going to beat the Saints, and it was DeMarcus Ware who knocked it out with his second sack of the game, and Ratliff recovered. There will be no unbeaten season for the Saints, and Santa Claus packed that bag, and come on, there's going to be Christmas in Dallas after all. Our supersonic player of the game, I hope you don't mind, is DeMarcus Ware, who receives a $250 MySonic gift card, and a $250 donation will be made to Happy Hill Farm on behalf of Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I kept saying to you, Brad, that DeMarcus Ware has one more sack in this game left in.
The next time, they're on like a 9-game win streak, and we beat them. And that was the game where Jalen Smith concussed Kamara.
10 tackles in the game, 3rd down and 17, setting up a screen for Kamara. Good pursuit, and Jalen Smith delivers the blow, and Kamara a bit staggered after that hit. 4th down.
And Sean Payton, he's over there talking to the official about it right now. He clearly took a big hit at the end of this, and that's a lead to the helmet, and there's a call that should have been easy to make.
Mike Pereira, that should have been called.
Yeah. But these 2023 Cowboys, I'm sorry, like the 2014 Seahawks, if they played the 49ers of last year, they would have dismantled them. The 2014 Seahawks would have smoked San Fran. And I'm talking about smoked. Brock Purdy would have been eaten alive. He would have been exposed. We would have seen every weakness. Who remembers how good the Legion of Boom really was? If you think Fred Warner running around over there and Nick Bosa running around over there is an issue, try to think what it was like with Richard Sherman covering passes and Cam Chancellor coming across the middle with Bobby Wagner sitting in the middle. And then you had just dogs on the line of scrimmage. That was an all-around defense who had every single thing you could possibly want. They were huge, they were fast, they all would throw their body at you and lay you out and try to take your head off. The 49ers would want no smoke with the 2014 Seahawks. But I watched my team, my boys, go in and take on Seattle. I watched Tony Romo go into Seattle and throw the ball straight at Richard Sherman with Des Bryant rising up way up here with Des Bryant's hip sitting on the shoulder of Sherman. Sitting on Sherman's shoulder. Des Bryant literally, there's pictures of him just catching the ball and Sherman just on the ground looking up at him.
What a catch. Great coverage by Sherman.
That these are the types of balls that Des Bryant wants to be able to make a play on. So tight coverage by Richard Sherman, but give him one up high where he can go up and make a play.
And you wouldn't know what that is. That's chemistry. That's chemistry that Dak and CD need. Because Richard Sherman played great defense on Dez, but Romo knew his receiver, and he knew it doesn't matter who's on him. If I throw that ball here, only Dez can get that ball. That was the main issue when Romo left and why Dez fell off, because Dez didn't have that ball placement anymore. He needs the ball here, not here, because he's a little close to his defender. So Dez needs that ball up here. And Romo could put that ball up here, whether it was a goal line fade, whether it was a 40-yard fade route, whether it was a out route, whether it was across the middle, a back shoulder fade. It doesn't matter what it was. Romo knew where to put that ball at. And that there is one of the biggest things you need when you play good defenses. And we don't have that right now, which is why when we play good defenses, you just see incomplete. Because yes, these are NFL players. They are going to play good defense, especially when you're going against a great defense as it is. you can't go out and expect it to be like 7-on-7. You got to be able to throw your guys open. And Tony was a specialist at throwing his guys open. Yes, he may have thrown some interceptions, but that was early in his career. Guys, remember, it's 2013. Tony was injured. He missed the season. And I remember sitting and listening to an interview, and Tony says, I'm throwing the ball better than I've ever thrown it before. Something mentally has clicked for me. I'm seeing the field better than I've ever seen it. I'm going to go out and have my best season. He goes out and throws for 70% completion percentage. Second MVP voting, 34 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. The best passer rating on third down. The best third down percentage. The best fourth quarter passer in the league that year. Second MVP voting behind Aaron Rodgers, who threw for like 42 touchdowns and 5 picks or something crazy like that. Tony Romo was that guy, and he was not scared of the Legion of Boom. Now, he left Sherman alone at the beginning of the game, but as the game went on, he started picking on Richard Sherman.
But amazingly, it's still a tie game. Bryant beats Sherman, and Sherman somehow able to trip him up, and a penalty flag comes in.
Richard Sherman at the end of this play. Richard Sherman knew he was beat. He was out of position.
Number 25 of the defense.
And we had not seen a team pick on the Legion of Boom like we saw Dallas go in there and pick on those boys.
And they find Witten for a touchdown, his first this season, and the first time today the Cowboys.
And I'm sorry, there has been no team since that year that could have gone in and beat that Seattle team. Maybe 2016. Maybe. And that's because of Zeke. Because what did we see in Zeke's rookie year? Zeke wasn't scared of none of them dudes on the Legion of Boom. Zeke's first preseason game, when the starters were in, he sees Cam Chancellor, and he accelerates at Chancellor and tries to run him over.
Elliott again, first down and more. Cam Chancellor stops him right after he crossed midfield, but another big run, 14 that time from Elliott.
And what you're seeing on a couple of these runs is that initial surge is okay by that Seahawk front. But the difference is these guys up front with Dallas just stay on their blocks. And there's not many guys that Ezekiel Elliott faced in the Big Ten when he ran for almost 3,900.
Twice, actually. It's happened twice.
Hand off to Elliott, first down. Spinning out of the arms of Cam Chancellor inside the 20.
And he won't back
like
down.
The real deal.
Yeah, and he's not going to back down. This is exactly what Scott Linehan, Jason Garrett wanted to see for Dallas. See Tyron Smith moving people out of the way. Cam Chancellor, for most backs, that kind of force is going to.
Zeke lays the wood on Cam Chancellor, which we also had never seen. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh yeah, we're going to have Tony. We're going to have the same crew that took out Seattle. But now, instead of Murray was a great running back, don't get me wrong. And he ran for more yards than Zeke. But if you take rookie Zeke and put him in that 2014 offense, he runs for 2,000 yards. He runs for well over 2,000 yards because Murray, he would have some super wide open holes, as did Zeke. But Murray would get caught from behind often. And that 2014 line was better than the 2016. Murray would get hawked down often. He would get caught. He would sometimes give up on runs and like literally give himself up and lay down because he was so tired from running untouched.
They go again to Murray. Murray breaks it. What a cut by Murray! And finally goes down and around the 30-yard line. And hope he's all right because didn't see anyone get to the maker tackle, but he went down and appears to be okay. He got 43 yards on that play.
Well, we just talked about the second effort. Here's another example, and then he throws the explosion on top of it. Josh Gordy can't get him, and then the speed goes to work, and I'm with you, Dick. It looks like he pulls a hamstring or something because he just kind of falls down.
But Zeke, on the other hand, if you have a home run hitter like that, and you pair that home run hitter up with a Tony Romo and Des Bryant and Jason Witten and Beasley and all them dudes with a home run hitting running back, the offense would have just been better. So this sparks a whole different conversation as I every day I think about what could have been. What if Tony would have gotten a chance? What if Tony would have had a chance with that 2016 team? I don't care about 2013 Tony. I don't care about 2012 Tony. I don't care about any of those other Tonys who choked and threw the interceptions. I heard him out of his own mouth say, I'm going to have the best season I have ever had. The ball, when it comes out of my hands, it's going exactly where I want it to go. I see the whole field. I understand everything. That came out of his mouth before training camp, and he goes out and has by far his best season ever. That was who Tony had become. This is the same year we saw Tony, I think it was 5 game-winning drives. 5 of them, and he was 5 for 5. We didn't have a chance to win a game and lose. If you gave Tony a chance, we won games that year.
3rd down and goal. Romo protected. End zone. Touchdown! Terrence Williams.
Play clock under 5. 2nd and 2. Romo with a pump fake again. Protection is phenomenal. And then he throws, and it's caught with a touchdown. Des Bryant. What work by that line. They gave him 7.5 seconds a couple of plays before, and probably about the same here.
You can't do it better than this. You cannot do it better than this with this offensive line. 2 plays, 2 perfect protections. Romo stays alive. Des Bryant finally gets open in the back of the end zone. Cannot blame Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. Watch Tyron Smith.
Romo on 3rd down. Over the top. Touchdown. Terrence Williams. That's just great play design by formation.
That was our year. That was the year things were supposed to connect. And it's been so easy to dismiss the Tony Romo Cowboys because we never won a Super Bowl. But we need to put more respect on that 2014 season because that was the best quarterback play. If you want me to be honest, I could arguably say 2014 was the best quarterback play in totality the Cowboys had, including Troy. Go look at Troy's stats. Like, he was not doing what Tony did in 2014.
Limo. Different salary structure. Romo, spin, throw, end zone, caught! Terrence Williams, touchdown Cowboys! Tony Romo digging into the bag of tricks, 43 yards.
And part of the bag of tricks was just pulling away from the most dominant defensive player in the first quarter of the season. Watch J.J. Watt. He's got a clear shot on Romo. Yeah, I wonder about that left arm, though. He didn't have the strength to wrap up Romo. And how about Romo sticking with the play? Williams hangs with the ball, the defensive.
Tony was commanding the game. He was saying he would walk up to the line of scrimmage, running to the left, check, we're running to the right. Run up to the line of scrimmage, look at the defense, check, check, check. Every play was a check and did a perfect play. And it was a pick your poison. We'd literally walk up and count the box. If we had more linemen and we had more blockers than you had defenders in the box, we're running the ball. And it worked every time, every game, it worked. Murray almost hit for 2,000 yards. It's a frustrating topic. But this is where we are now. This is where we are now. And the Cowboy fans are just, we're stuck to believe, and that's very accurate, thumbs down. It wasn't even on purpose. The Cowboys, we've had some good seasons, and I get why people think that we are better than we were. But don't just get so caught up in the way we win. Again, Micah Parsons said it himself. There are a lot of issues internally that come back and bite us in the end. And that is the reason we lose. So yes, we have more talent on paper on defense than Tony ever had. Yes, the offense may be putting up numbers that we've never put up. But for those who watch football and those who remember those games, the Cowboys used to chip, score. 8 minutes off the clock. Chip, score. 7 minutes off the clock. Before you know it, hey, it's third quarter and we've only got 2 touchdowns, but we've dominated the whole game. The fast touchdowns, the fast scoring, that's cool, but what about when it doesn't work? And Jerry still does not get it because we don't have a running back. We don't have a running back. So that is why I am so heartbroken over not having Derrick Henry. Because if we would have gotten Derrick Henry, we would have seen that formula come back. And Dak would have been able to chill out, relax, and say, you know what? 5 guys in the box. We got 5 blockers. But our running back is a Derrick Henry, so we're still going to run this ball. Whereas now he walks up to the line, he probably looks at some of the matchups and he's like, I'd rather throw the slant route. I'd rather throw the out. I'd rather throw the post route. I'd rather call the screen pass. It's much easier when you have a good running back behind you. So Zeke will help because Zeke will pass block marvelously because that's what he's great at. But we really needed a running back to come in and stationize the offense. Whereas now we're going to have to go out and rely on Dak and CD to combine for 150 yards each time, minimum between those two. Dak's going to need 275 for us to win 10 games. Each game is going to need that minimum. We can't have any stinkers out of Dak and win a football game unless we're playing a bad team. But if we go get a running back, we can pull that off. But those reasons alone, like I said, man, this team couldn't hang with the 2014 Cowboys. The 2014 Cowboys would dust these Dallas Cowboys. They would dust them. It would look like San Fran versus Dallas last year. Because what would happen is we'd come out, we'd run the ball down our throats, we'd score, and we put us behind. We put Dak and CD behind, so then they would have to score. And if they didn't score, guess what? Not only are we going to score again, but you're not going to have the ball for 8 minutes. And then you want to know what else? Sean Lee would have read Dak like a book. Sean Lee would have had 2 interceptions on Dak. I'm sorry. Now, CD would have ate on us. CD would have ate lunch off us. And this is a fact. But they wouldn't have won the game. And I'm sorry, but that's just the truth of the matter. Now, these are fixable things. We go get us a good running back. That one puzzle piece can shift everything. You get one good running back, one great running back, and it shifts everything. But until Dallas gets a running game, man, don't compare them to 2014.
Hell no.
Zay Talks out. Please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for listening. I'll check in with you guys next video.